So what's going on? It's Degree out. I'm here kicking it on this beautiful Sunday. Okay, kicking it, relaxing, meditating, contemplating, strategizing. That's how you're supposed to do it. Shouts out to my peoples. You know what I mean? Shouts out to what up, Gelly, Charlie Biscuits. You know what I mean? What up, Bama, Meech, Shantz. Shouts out to Lord Sin, Monopoly Joe, Multiple Man. You know what I mean? Just, if I miss somebody, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all know who you is. My circle was real tight. I don't mess with too many people because a lot of people is clowns out here, especially nowadays. As time goes along, this goes for everybody. Start filtering out who you hang around with, because you start to notice that they really ain't down for you. They really phony, and you find out that you differ in fundamental ideas. It's different if you differ in, small things, or not too small, minor things, minor to medium ideas you can disagree on as a group and still be successful. But if you have fundamental differences, that's a problem. That's a problem. So having said that, what I wanted to get into is, self-talk. The YouTuber self-talk, with Kwame Brown. Shout out to Self-Talk and Kwame Brown. And, I don't agree with everything that Kwame Brown says. I agree with some of it. I agree with what he says about, the white zaddy syndrome, and how a lot of these black entertainers are being used by white paymasters, by white zaddies, and that's true, because they rather sell out for money. So having said that, people, white folks in particular, and you coons who follow it, stop trying to spread this narrative that everybody in America is under the same fight, that we're fighting the same enemy, and that we're under the same fight, and we're all being oppressed. That's not true at all. And white people that say that know it's not true either. They know it's not true. They know it's not true, but they say it to excuse racism. It's an indirect way to excuse white supremacy and racism, because if you say to that same white person that you claim is cool and liberal and all that, if you say to them, hey, what about this white supremacy? They're either going to get offended, or they're going to start deflecting away and acting like they don't know what you're talking about. And so, there was a comment made about we all fighting the same fight. And some clown on the comic section got on there and wrote a damn novel talking about, I'm tired of y'all and blah blah blah, and stop this. Our ancestors, foundational black Americans, we don't share the same ancestors as these white supremacists. Those founding fathers that y'all call your founding fathers and that they try to claim is all of Americans' ancestors is a lie from hell, because a slave master, that is not my ancestor. And to try to claim that a lot of black people own slaves, that's a damn lie too. That's a damn lie too. In America, when they try to say that a lot of black Americans own slaves, that's a bunch of crap. So property can own slaves. We were considered property, and still are. That's why they redline the hell out of us. Police brutality, propaganda, I can go down a list. But some clown got on there that got to talking about, I'm tired of y'all, and we all fighting the same fight, and I'm tired of you guys claiming this white supremacy thing when it's all the same. And I said, all you did was get on here and spew white supremacist talking points. Those are all lies. Don't let nobody tell you that foundational black Americans and the average white person is fighting the same enemy in the same way. That's a lie. And all this elite crap, those are white elites. So when people say the elite, those are white elites. Most of those elites are white. And the blacks that you see that are elite, they're puppets. The world is ran by white supremacy, unfortunately, and this day is coming to an end. That's why when they get called out, they start squirming. They're hypersensitive to especially foundational black Americans calling their bullshit out. They get very offended because lies can't stand the truth. So that's what's happening. And I'm looking at all these comment sections, I'm looking online. It's a doubling down effort on both ends. On one end, it's a doubling down of the coons, of your Larry Elder types, of your Jesse Lee Peterson types, of your Shaquille O'Neal types. I'll get on that in another video. Your Stephen A. Smith types. And listen, those are not just celebrities. Those are representations of the average person walking around in the street. There's a bunch of Stephen A. Smiths running around here. There's a bunch of Richard Spencers running around here. So you got one end, the doubling down of the cooning, and on the other end, you got the doubling down of the liberal, democratic, white supremacy. To deny what is owed to foundational black Americans, which is our huge piece of the pie, which is reparations, because our family members built this country. When you talk about ancestors, true ancestors, which are my ancestors, people like Harriet Tubman and, you know what I'm saying, Matthew Henson, and okay, those are my type of ancestors. That's what they represent. So we're old. That's your family that built that. Yes, the heirs are old because the slave master children, they benefited from it. It's the same thing. It's being passed down. You know what else is being passed down? White supremacy. And you know what else he tried to say? He said that most of the racist white people that he encounters, or he tried to say, are from the older generation. That's what he tried to claim. How you guys doing? That's what he tried to claim. He tried to claim that that's where most of racist ideas come from, is from older white people. And that's a lie. That's also a lie, because I also pointed out your Richard Spencers. I pointed out your Ben Shapiro's, your Mark Dice's. These dudes are not old. White supremacy is passed down, because if it wasn't passed down, this country would look a whole lot different as far as where the wealth lies. Black people wouldn't be in this situation that we're in if that was the case. How can it be post-racial when there's nothing that's changed economically? Black people are still at the bottom of the barrel, or bottom of the totem pole when it comes down to economics, generational wealth. So it's about foundational black Americans getting on code, making sure that the coons and the white supremacists, old and young, don't undermine our fight for liberation, freedom, true freedom, and our reparations. We built this, it's ours, and you will pay. America will pay, and they're going to be forced to if we keep the foot on their neck. And as I always tell y'all, man, stay up and stay tuned.